SFC Fans React back with the aftermath. Michael Bowers. Michael, I know your smile's trying to go out the eyes.
Yeah,
I always said, when I seen you over there, I said it wasn't a great performance. What I meant was, I'll retract that because I don't
for a lot of it, I agree with you actually.
I think it was a poor game to watch, but I couldn't give a.
I mean, to be,
I
couldn't give two flying monkeys.
I couldn't. Honestly, I really couldn't. We've won the game, as my uncle said. It's a results business. I think my uncle says 3-0. Stevie at work. A shout out to Stevie at work. He said 3-1. I said 2-0. I'm sure. What did you say, Michael?
I said there'd be 2 goals, but I said 1-1.
Oh well.
But I'm delighted to be wrong, though. I'm absolutely delighted to be wrong. And now we only need 26 points now to make sure we get to 40 points. So just to put it out there, for me, like I've said, and I'll keep saying this until if we reach it, 40 points is still the target in my opinion. We still need to make sure to keep our feet level enough on the ground. But I also did say on my own channel after Man United that games like that aren't what I'm going to look to keeping ourselves up. I love that.
No, of course.
No, games like Man United and look, I know Man United. I'm not going to touch on it too much, but long story short, I think there was a little bit of dangerous overconfidence from Man United, purely because I know Man United for the level that we expect them to be at are nowhere near it. But let's get real. For a promoted side at Old Trafford, I still think it's a very hard game.
I agree. And I was like, maybe I was getting too ahead of myself, and I was thinking we could get something. I was sitting with my partner back row. I said, "Do you know what? I think we can get something there." And she went,
"If we were on it, we could have got a point, maybe." But
she just sees the Man United of old with a really good side. And
you're right, Shaun. Man United we've only got Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes and Sesko, Chunya, Buemo, Ahmad, Darlow, whoever else, Luke Shaw. But no, seriously though, that was always for me. I said after that game, it's how we bounce back from that. That's going to determine it. And look, to be fair, for me today, going into it, I'm obviously buzzing. Me man, what's off that we won, but for me, I said going into the game, absolute paramount we don't get beat. Absolute paramount because if you'd lost the game, then it would have been 6 points, and all of a sudden, Wolves, non-promoted team who's established, and start to rise up. And look, it's a long way to go yet because Wolves' next game, I think it's Burnley at Molineux. So Burnley got a huge win themselves today against Leeds. So so funny
win though, didn't they?
Yeah,
you were thinking you want to win it with a draw.
Just a funny thought. Maybe no Prem game's easy. Just to put it out there.
Do you know what?
Because this is something that's been annoying me constantly.
It's never a true word, and I keep saying this every week. There's not an easy game in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not an easy game.
I mean, at the start of the season, the narrative was, every game is hard, you'll really struggle. But as soon as we win a few games, that narrative conveniently changes.
People get a bit too high.
But for me, having said that, look, like I said, as much as we know Wolves' position, and I was nervous about today because Wolves, the only Prem side left, hasn't won a game, and I'm like, along comes Sunderland. We've seen this story and read this script plenty of times before. But having said all of that, I did say, despite where Wolves are in the league, their quality is still going to be miles better than a lot of the most Championship sides.
I agree.
Even the likes of Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton, parachute payment teams, year one parachute payment teams. Wolves have still got quality that's going to be far above that.
Lost Cooney in the summer. That was a big loss.
That was a big one.
Big loss for them.
And they sold one of their key left backs, Nori, I think it was, to Man City. So, but look, as I said, but from a psychological point of view, and don't get me wrong, it's not decided yet, but to be 12 points ahead of them is significant. It's huge. It really is huge because I think, and even Burnley Leeds, I would have preferred Burnley Leeds was a draw. I'm not going to lie, but if I had to pick a winner out of that, I'd rather Burnley won it because Burnley are on less points than Leeds.
That's a good way of looking at it.
So I think that's the way I kind of looked at it. And even at the time of speaking Saturday after the game, got West Ham Brentford Monday night. So I'm like, well, we'll wait and see. Truthfully, I don't think West Ham under Nuno will go down now, but you never know. It's a long way to go. I think I rate West Ham's chances higher than Brentford's of staying up. Put it that way. But the point of the matter is, we've beaten. Right, at the start of the season, I said the bottom 6, and I still stand by this. The bottom 6 will probably be Sunderland, Leeds, Burnley, West Ham, Brentford, and Wolves.
All them in there,
We've just beaten 3 of them at home. We beat West Ham 3-0. We beat Brentford 2-1. We beat Wolves 2-0. Now, I'm in agreement with you actually in a lot of ways that I know people probably think you're being negative here. I actually think the second half, a lot of the performance. I'm not going to say it was poor, but I think it was very nervy and edgy for it. And I think one of the things in the second half that I thought was really poor was our retention of the ball was shocking.
Keeping it was shocking.
And it wasn't because we weren't trying. I think we were just too eager to try and get the second one.
Rigg was really sloppy in position, and I think Lafayette as well was very sloppy. And I think when you're under the cosh,
no fault of effort, by the way, but when
you're under the cosh, Michael, sometimes
you have to keep the ball.
You've got to keep the ball to take the pressure off a little bit, just for a few seconds.
Exactly, because look, thankfully. It didn't cost us today, but Wolves had some decent chances in the second half, and I think we're going to have to be wary of that when we're up only against Chelsea and Arsenal and the next 3, But But having said that, but actually to be fair, look, I know we obviously did. To be fair, I actually thought the opening. I said this to you before we started recording. I actually thought the opening half hour, Sunderland were really good.
Yeah, you said that.
I thought we were really well worth the lead when we got it, and I think look, Isidore had the goal that was offside, which I thought originally it bounced off one of their centre backs, and if that's the case, the goal should have stood. But I don't know. I need to watch it back.
I'm not sure about that, but watch it just off my first glance again. I've never seen it back.
It did look offside from where we were.
Well, I've checked it, so obviously, but Isidore just went too soon.
Yeah.
I thought I was looking, he went too soon here, but then obviously the linesman puts the flag up.
I started going, wait, hang on a minute, I might be able to.
Well, it was a cracking finish though, Mike, on his right side, left foot. It was a cracking finish, good finish.
Wilson Isidore, first home game you haven't scored this season. What's the matter with you?
Well, he's a bit unlucky there.
But league game, by the way. I know Huddersfield isn't. But of course, look, at the end of the day, for me, this game for me was all about how we responded to it and how we dealt with it. And like I said, I think some of the partnerships and the triangles and passing movements I thought was actually really good in the first half. And remember that, and obviously I made a point to try and, on my own channel, apologies for this, but on my own channel I recorded that before I watched the couple of minute Sky Sports package. But I made an effort to watch it here before we started recording, and actually the one from Hume when he hits the post from where I can't remember if it was a cross or a throw in, but it bounces across. Someone heads it. I think it goes through a crowd of bodies, or someone heads it in the crowd of bodies.
Ballard, I think.
Yeah, then Ballard just big and hard, isn't he?
He's a unit.
Yeah, absolute unit, man mountain unit. And I could swear there, but I'm not going to. But Hume is obviously the one where I mean the ball is coming at him, and I think it's a sitter personally. That I think if he gets that on target, it's 2-0. And I was worried at that point because I thought, this is where you need to take those chances, because Wolves will have regardless of their position, Wolves have the quality to have a spell of pressure on you. So, but yeah, look, opening half an hour, I thought we were really good, but I think afterwards, Wolves kind of got to grips with it a little bit more, and I thought we did struggle physically a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's. If you said to me in half time you'll win 2-0, but it'll be a very battling second half, and you wouldn't do that much going forward. Like, it doesn't matter, I'll take it.
Absolutely,
I think your uncle said it's a results business. So and like I said before, games like Man United, and I'm going to say this now, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Everton to a degree, even though I think we can get something off Everton at home. Could lose it, that's the Premier League. But the point I'm making is, out of the 4 games we had between, Wolves, Chelsea, Everton, Arsenal, if you had to handpick one of those games to win, it would have been this. It would have been this one, because are Everton going to be in the relegation battle?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Under Dower David Moyes.
Your favourite manager.
But to be fair, for Everton, I can't stand him. Well, of course I hate him.
What's your favourite manager for having PTSD?
One of them. There's been a lot of candidates to choose from there.
The light and Slavic with the cameras.
Long story short, regardless of my feelings towards him, not a cat and hell's chance Everton are in a relegation battle under Moyes. Not a cat and hell's chance. But I think at home we could get something off them. Leeds beat them at home, so why can't we?
Pickford might give us a few presents, hopefully.
Go on, John. John, I'll slip you £100 on it. Go on.
But my worry though, just to say quickly before the start of this game, was. Like if we'd lost, if we did, I know we speak differently now.
But I had that same worry because I thought today at minimum you cannot get beat.
Yeah. If they'd have won, it could have been a total
6 points.
They would have gotten a lift. It would have been on.
Well, let's be honest.
5 points. They could have.
They would have. Sorry, I know I interrupted you again. Your autism playing a part there again. I'll blame your autism for that. But the point I was getting, you're right though. Like if Wolves had beaten us, then it's not inconceivable they beat Burnley at Molineux next week and we lose at Chelsea, and then all of a sudden the gap's gone, it's wiped out. Now, obviously, look, I'm not expecting diddly squat at Chelsea, obviously. But the good thing is we can approach Chelsea, and obviously Arsenal at home as well is another one. Like, those are the sort of games where I'm thinking, right, because we've won the games we need to win, if we, truthfully, if we lose, as long as the goal difference,
fingers crossed anyway.
Yeah, well, that's the hope. I mean, obviously, I hope that those two teams have a really bad off day and we get 6 points. But realistically, it's not going to happen, I don't think. But by the way, if we manage to get results against Chelsea and Arsenal, please clip that. Please clip that and tag me on social media.
You never know. Chelsea might have a bad day, and we might defend really well. Hit them on the counter and win 3.
Maybe. You never know. Well, but look, you are right though. I think out of the 4 games, this was the one that I said this is the one you need to deliver in. And Man United away, as I've said, Chelsea away, Arsenal home don't determine if you stay up. Wolves at home, I think, probably does. The only result this season so far that's really annoyed me is Burnley away. That's the only. But then Leeds have just gone and lost there, so it doesn't. It is what it is, but. But like I said, to be 12 points above Wolves, and I think we're 6 points above both Leeds and Burnley. Hang on, I think we're 7 points above Burnley, and I think it's 6 above Leeds. Now,
4 above Newcastle.
I'm not even looking at Newcastle, unfortunately.
I'm not even sort of thinking of that one.
But all I'll say is Super Danny Welbeck, cheers, mate. But look,
once a Mackham, always a Mackham, eh?
As he says, he's a Mackham at heart, so it's fine.
Newcastle United. Fuck right off.
That is so going to get clipped, isn't it? but
yeah, he's got no filter, like, is he?
No, absolutely not. But yeah, fine. You know what I'm going to say then? Danny Welbeck, today you were the dog's bollocks. There you go. But having said that, look, CG is right. It is funny being 4 points above the Mags, but I'm not even looking at the Mags.
I'm not even thinking of finishing anywhere near.
All I'm thinking is be above at least 3 teams at the end of the season. And I know some people might think I'm being negative there, but it's realistic.
No,
there will be a patch in the season where, like December, look how rough that is. Liverpool. Sorry to put me negative here. I'll make Shaun look like a happy clap, to be honest. But like Liverpool, Man City, the Saudi Arabian scumbags. Then you have Brighton, Leeds at home's massive, even with AFCON. I think we should have enough to get something there, but you never know. Brighton away, and then Man City at home, Tottenham away. But for all of that, January is also a month where we need to deliver as well, because you've got Tottenham, fine, I don't expect anything there. Yes, I know Spurs are Spurs, but I don't expect anything there. You've got Brentford away after that, then you've got Palace at the Stadium of Light, then I think it's West Ham at the London Stadium, and Burnley at home. That's a month we need to deliver and get points in. So, look, but yeah. Like for a lot of the performance, it was edgy, it was nervous, it was very tense. And Paul will tell you, I was literally had my head in my hands every 2 seconds because of how desperate I was to win this game. Because of how much I know this game could be massive come the end of the season. So, But yeah, no, I can't complain. Like I said, was performance great? No, I think we have played better than that for the last 60 minutes anyway. But like I said, the first half an hour, some of it was some of the best stuff I've seen us play under Lebris, I think. But obviously, look, this game was never going to be pretty, in my opinion. So, you know. And I mean, I have to touch on the own goal. I mean, well, first touch on the 2 goals. I'll touch on 2 goals very quickly. I still think the passing movement in the build-up to the first goal was really good. I think it was Hume who put the through ball to Michele. Obviously, having seen it back, Sam Johnson was poor for that.
Goalkeeper, man.
But we've got him.
We're not bothered about
no. But, and I went to the toilet for this, by the way, so I missed the second goal. But having watched
not
it back...
Not acceptable, Mr. Bowers.
No. Hey, we kept a clean sheet, you wanker, so it's fine. But yeah, look, honestly, I came out, I was in the loo and I was thinking, oh, get him with 2-0, but crap, I've missed it. But having watched it, I'm like, it is one of the most, it's a spectacular effort for an own goal. But it just goes to prove we've had luck like that go against us over the years plenty of times. So
when it comes your way, look, you've got to take it. And,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, we keep looking because Shaun's desperate to get Nick Barnes on.
I'm saying if Nick Barnes walks past,
but no, either way, look, that was huge today. And I think 14 points, as I've said, 40 points is still the target. We're over a third of the way there now. And if you want to look at it in a way that will embarrass Southampton fans, we're now above their tally for the whole of last season after 8 games.
That's always
so it's awful, isn't it? But like I said, for me, if you average around, now my maths might be off here, so someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it might be like 0.9 points per game for the rest of the season, something like that. What do you think about it? I think we need 26 points, and we've got 30 games to get 26 points.
So you think what's the points? What points do you think we'll need? How many did you say?
I still think you're going to need around 40. The reason I say that is because I know people said last couple of seasons the tally hasn't been that high, but you got to remember the promoted teams were so bad that teams 17th and above didn't have to get that many because the promoted teams weren't competitive. This time, Leeds, Burnley, and Sunderland all look like they're going to be very competitive. Exactly. Okay, put a different spin on it. Burnley are over half. Burnley, despite their fixtures, are over halfway towards Southampton's tally. Leeds are 2/3 of the way to Southampton's tally. I promise you, I think it's going to be tougher this season with the promoted side.
I think it's going to be the hardest. It's going to be the hardest ever. Trusted to be on our thing as well.
Oh no!
Do you know what I mean?
Having said that, I still stand by. I think we will finish that. I think we will finish the highest of the 3 of us.
Really?
Because I think we've got better.
All right, Ben.
All right, Ben Miller. No, I do think because I think we do have the best quality out of the 2 of them. I know Leeds and Burnley fans don't like me saying that, but I think we do. I think we've had. But obviously the key thing is making sure the likes of Xhaka and Sadiki don't get injured because we're already missing Diarra until December. So I was worried about today because I thought, well, with the rumours that Sadiki and Alderete might be out, I was thinking, Christ.
I was worried
not
about
for a game like this.
I was worried about that. I was really worried.
But obviously, I think the light's telling us we need to hurry up and end it. But look, it wasn't a pretty game, but it was a massive win regardless of that. And if we're going to stay up, if we stay up at the end of this season, then we're going to look back at games like this, games against West Ham, games like Brentford, Villa with 10 men. We're going to look back at those games and go, that is why. Well, lads, that's why. It's just nice to see the city buzzing. Games like that are what we're going to look back on. Hopefully we stay up. Definitely. But, you know, so I don't know if you've got anything else to add before we finish.
No, I think you've covered everything.
Join us tomorrow, by the way, or today if you're watching this.
Mention that, tomorrow we're doing a live stream, 12 o'clock, Michael. Michael set everything up. So it's going to be me, you, Dave, and I'm thinking maybe Thomas, I don't know.
Well, even if Dave, bless him, even if Dave doesn't know his technology, it can be us too. We can still chat.
Of course,
I'll still be on there.
But,
you know.
I'm hoping that we'll get Dave on and maybe Thomas, because Thomas is a bit of a dominator. I can see you, I can see you having a few discussions. But
Thomas, I've got respect for you, but Daniel pub play my arse. There you go.
I know, it was a bit hot. It was a bit of a thingy.
I do agree. One thing I will give about Dan Neil, actually, and I think Thomas probably will agree with this. I view Dan Neil as an outfield version of Anthony Patterson, where I actually think Dan Neil walks into a lot of championship midfields, and I will die on that hill. But there's a difference. But I think both Daniel and Anthony Patterson are very high competent championship players. I'm not sure either are good enough for the Premier League.
No, I agree. I totally
Certainly
agree.
not to start.
Well, they're definitely not pub players. Sorry, Thomas. Like I say in the comment,
no, that's nonsense. That, in my opinion. But Thomas is entitled to his opinion. We're entitled to ours. So I think it's going to be. But at the end of the day, the pub play came on, helped us win 2-0, and we ended up winning 2-0. So it's happy days.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Remember tomorrow, 12 o'clock, live stream. Me, Michael, and Dave Wall.
Maybe Dave, but if not, it's going to be me and Sean. But we'll
hopefully
talk.
Thomas or maybe Gary or some one of the lads. Ben.
Don't worry about it not getting content, because you got me on, so I'll waffle quite a lot. It's fine.
Alright, so anyway, thanks for tuning in, Michael.
Love you, man.
Please subscribe to Michael Bowers as well. Thanks.